Not today, fella.
What is going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to come back to you, and I wanted to bring you a video. Some interesting information that I came across the other morning, watching a bit from Steven Crowder that I found. Again, I wanted to pass along because I found it interesting. And it's about the immigration and the net positive and the net negative from immigration in Western countries, in the Netherlands, Denmark. And I have some information for you, some studies, some statistical information. Again, I think majority of it's probably new, but this kind of seals the deal. You know, we know from looking at the stats that certain people, again, they contribute, and other ones they don't. Now, I'm going to get into a study first that was done in the Netherlands. In this study, it's not brand new, but it came out, I think, in the last 5 years. And again, it showcases the people and where they come from that contribute and those that don't. Watch. Now, I want you guys to look at this graphic on the screen there. And again, this showcases, this tells you the people, where they come from, where they immigrate from. And again, the study is out of the Netherlands. But again, it's the same thing everywhere else in Europe. It's the same thing in the U.S. Now, these people, they come from like Sudan at the top of the list, the Horn of Africa. Again, they contribute the least. Again, they contribute 24%. So let's say 100% is fully taking care of yourself, your family. And, and you have people that come from Sudan that contribute 24%. Again, we're subsidizing them at a rate of 76% on average. You know, again, that's abhorrent. That is crazy that we're subsidizing these people to live in our countries. And they hate us. They want to kill us. And in many cases, they are. They're killing us. They're raping us. You know, they're draining our resources. And again, we gotta be grateful. We got to be grateful, the left tells us. We got to be grateful for these people coming here because we are getting older, they say. And we got to have people that take care of us, right? Well, again, these people that come from many of these areas, again, we're taking care of them. They're not taking care of us. Financially, we are taking care of them. And we have got to understand that. I mean, again, look at the top of the list. Anything in red and orange. Those are people that are taken away. They're not adding. They're a net negative, not positive. They're taken away from the countries that they go to, they immigrate to. If you look at places like Iraq, Afghanistan, those places, Iran, again, they're contributing very low, 35%, 40% thereabouts. Again, they're contributing very low. They're being subsidized in order to live. And we got to understand this. And again, if you look, somewhere on the middle, those people are really starting to take care of themselves. Come from the Philippines. They come from places like Romania, whatever. Those people are taking care of themselves for the most part. Now, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you see North America, Finland, Sweden, Denmark. You see Japan. Again, these people, we are taking care of them for the most part, of everyone else, especially those at the top of the list that need government assistance in order to live And again, we got to understand, we got enough of these people in our country, in our own country, that are actual citizens of this country that expect to get handouts. They expect to get money. And again, I shouldn't have to name them, but again, poor people, poor black and brown people for the most part, from like Chicago, any of these inner cities. Again, we're taking care of them to begin with, and they're our own. Why do we have to import more people that, again, are going to take advantage of us? And again, we have been told over and over again from the left, we got to be grateful. We ought to be grateful because these people, especially the black and brown ones, they contribute to our culture. They work hard. They're industrious people. No, they're not. Again, we're taking care of them. And we're importing more. They want to import more.
Immigrants have done so much for America.
Immigrants make our country better.
We respect the beautiful diversity of America, how we respect the fact that immigration is the constant reinvigoration of America.
Immigrants own small businesses. They till the land. They care for children and the elderly. They work in our labs, attend our universities, and serve in our military.
Canada's biggest cities are still welcoming the most immigrants, newcomers giving the labor force a boost as the country overall keeps aging.
A path toward citizenship for all of the 11 million who are undocumented. That is what the people of our country want.
Unity in diversity. In just 3 words, they summed up our union's raison d'être.
Again, they're draining us. They truly are. Now I'm going to stick up a graphic here in a second, showcasing the world and where people come from that contribute and where they come from where they don't. Watch. This shows a map of the world. And again, we got to understand that people that come from certain areas of the world, they're going to contribute. They're going to be a net positive, not a net negative. They're not going to be a drain on the culture, on that society. And this study, again, is out of the Netherlands. And again, it showcases just where the people come from that contribute and where the ones that don't come from. Now, the ones in North America, let's say, Greenland, Australia, South Africa, and in South Africa, again, we know the people that contribute. Now, look at Japan. Again, they contribute. If you look over there, look at anywhere in Europe, they contribute. Now, the Middle East, they don't. Now, the ones in Africa, they definitely don't, especially when it comes to Middle Africa, Central Africa, the West Coast of Africa. These folks, they don't contribute at all. Now, if you look down at the map, it says, and this is in euros, again, the people that like from North America that go over there, again, they contribute on average in a lifetime 210,000 euros to the Netherlands. That's what the study found. Now, again, the ones that come from, like, let's say, the Middle East or whatever, the West Coast of Africa, Sudan, whatever, again, they don't contribute at all. As a matter of fact, they take negative 330,000 euros. So again, per person. So again, we have truly got to understand that these people, they don't contribute. And if you're, if you're the one over immigration in the country, and you look at things like the way Trump does, and the way I think a lot of Americans do, actual real Americans. Now, I'm not talking about these limp-wristed leftists. I'm not talking about them, but I'm talking about the actual Americans. Again, they look at things like Trump does. They don't contribute. And again, We have enough of that problem here that's homegrown. We have enough people in this country that don't want to do a damn thing. Again, they want their EBT cards. They don't want to do anything. They don't want, and again, I'm not making fun of people that are down on their luck. I understand that. I get that. Again, there's been times throughout my life. Again, I'm not saying that I had EBT or whatever, but I didn't make as much or whatever. Or, my family didn't make as much. But, there's a group of people in this country that's homegrown that takes away. All they do is drain. All they do is expect everyone else to take care of them. And so we don't need to import more people. So again, if you're a leader like Trump, you're going to say, hey, look, we don't want people from third world shithole countries. And they're like, oh, Trump's being a racist. No, he's not. No, he's not. He look at things, like you would if you were a bookkeeper, if you were an accountant. Again, we had to look at people that contribute and ones that don't. And again, where would they come from in the world where they would contribute? Places like, Europe, Japan. Again, these people, they contribute to society, to our culture, to our money. They contribute to our tax base. And the ones that come from like Sudan, West Africa, Central Africa, the Middle East, they don't contribute, and we don't want them here. We truly don't. And again, they cause crime. They cause a lot of crime in the country. And I'm sure in Europe as well. They commit the majority of crime. People, again, like in this country, the homegrown people, they commit the majority of crime. They're black. Black people commit the majority of crime, violent crime in the U.S. And again, we have got to be comfortable stating what the truth actually is. And again, we don't want to import more people that are not only going to be a drain, but again, they're going to commit crimes and they're going to get locked up, which means, again, we have to care for them. We got to pay for them. We have to subsidize them. Now, I'm going to put up graphics here in a minute showing from another study these people that come from these third world shithole countries. Again, they're committing a lot of crime. Watch something, guys. We got to understand the people that are coming into the country. They're committing crimes. So not only are we providing for them financially, but again, we're having to clean up after them. The property crimes, the crimes against people. Again, incarcerating them, paying for them, paying for their rehabilitation, whatever. Again, we're doing so. And many times the rate of people that are here lawfully were citizens of the country. Now look at California. California has a high number. The states I'm going to read to you, they have the highest number of illegals in California. California has a rate, percentage more likely of citizens or lawful immigrants to be incarcerated. 231 times the rate. So again, if you're illegal, you're 231 times more likely to be incarcerated, to be in prison. In Texas, now Texas is a red state, but it's right there on the border. And again, they're tougher on crime. They're harder on people that commit crimes. But again, still 60% more likely to be incarcerated. Florida, if you live in Florida, and Florida, again, a red state, but 78% more likely if you're illegal to be in prison. New York, 187% more. New Jersey, 440% more. again, man, these numbers are absolutely insane. But again, we got to expect, man, that these people they're good. They're a net positive according to the left. They're a net positive to our nation. No, they're not. And again, man, like Arizona, 301%. Washington, 248%. Nevada, 161. Oregon, 267. Now, New Mexico, again, they're tougher on crime, but still 42% more likely to be locked up, to be in prison, if, again, you're an illegal. You know, again, guys, man, we truly got to understand that these people, they're not bringing anything to this country. But we got to believe, according to the left, we have got to believe that these people, they're bringing, again, culture, they're bringing hard work, they're bringing whatever to this country. And again, they're bringing nothing but straight hell to our country. Again, not only do we have to subsidize these people, and again, we got our own problems, man. We have Chicago, we got Baltimore, we got Detroit, we got Washington, we got LA. Again, we got enough problems in the country. Again, homegrown problems. We don't have to import more. We don't need to import more problems. So again, man, the thing is, we have got to crack down. We truly do. And I'm glad Trump's in office. Because again, could you imagine how things would have been if we would have gotten 4 more years of Biden, you know, by the way of Harris being in office? I mean, absolutely insane. Now, I'm going to show you guys something that I found interesting as well. Palestine, the people that are from Palestine, again, they tend to commit crimes. Watch. This article is a Danish article from 2020. And it states that from 1992 until 2019, 2/3 of the people that came from Palestine, that immigrated there from Palestine, were in trouble with the law in some way. And again, we truly have to recognize, man, these people, they don't care. They don't want to assimilate with you. They want to take over. They don't like you. They don't like you. They don't want you around. And they believe they can take over. They believe because, again, majority of American men and majority of European men have been neutered. We've been told to be kind, to be compassionate, to be loving, to be tolerant of everything, to be weak. We've been taught to be weak. And again, they know this, they see this, and they want to take over this country and Europe as well. And again, there is nothing wrong with having white, conservative, Christian countries. Again, we have thrived off that for so many years. And again, that's what things need to be. And again, I'm not saying that we don't need to have black folks or whatever in the country. I love black people. But black people that, again, want to assimilate. Again, black people that want to sing the national anthem, for instance. Again, I love those folks. But if you don't, then get the hell out. Get out of the country. Again, you're making the country weaker. And the fact of the matter is, we need to have every border shut in this country and in Europe. Every single one. Shut up. Because again, the fact of the matter is, man, they're destroying these countries. They are destroying the Western world. And American men and European men, for the most part, they're standing down. They've been told to stand down. And if they don't, they're racist and everything else. So they better stand down. And the fact of the matter is, no, you better not. Now, I'm not saying go out there and commit violence or whatever, but I'm saying be capable of violence if you need to be. Do you understand? Again, We truly have to protect our countries. We do. But if you guys would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.